tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Happy Halloween, happy Samhain. Yay, it is so good to be here with you. I tell you, I am in the Halloween Samhain spirit. I got on my witch robes. I got on my mystical hat, my magic staff. I'm conjuring up some magic here. It is so awesome to be back with you guys. Well, hopefully some of you got to see me earlier today. I was on the Kelly Coffee Show, or her channel's Kelly in the Raw, but her name is Kelly Coffee. She's a wonderful psychic out of Dallas. Love her. So we had such a good time on our show. We talked about the portal between the worlds, spirit communication, what Halloween means, what Samhain means, all of that. It was a lot of fun. And then we had part 2 of the show over on Patreon. So we did some readings over there, and I did little psychic readings for everybody. We finished answering questions and had a great time. So Kelly's working on getting the video up, at least for part 1. I don't know if you'll be able to see part 2 yet. Anyways, it's kind of complex the way she's doing it. So definitely go over to my channel page. On the front, you'll see Kelly in the Raw on channels that I recommend on the right side. And she's in there, Kelly in the Raw. Just go over there. And she'll have, hopefully up tonight, my appearance on her show. So you definitely want to check that out. Anyways, here we are. It's Tuesday. It's Samhain. It's Halloween. And normally we do messages from the spirit world. But I tell you, Psychic Bob's had a busy day. I was on Kelly's show all day doing readings. I did some private readings. So Psychic Bob's going to change up the format tonight. Not to worry. We'll have messages from the spirit world next week. So we'll be back with that. But I thought today, because the veil between the worlds is thin, we'd gather and have a seance. How would you guys like that? You want to do a seance tonight? Yay, I was hoping you'd like that. Well, you know, my seances come out of the old spiritualist tradition. And in the spiritualist church, we used to gather at mediums' homes, and we'd put our chairs in a circle around the medium. And the mediums would go into trance. Sometimes there'd be 1, 2, 3 mediums. It might be multiple. And the mediums would go into trance, and spirits would come through them. It was always amazing. I learned so much from the spirit world during those days. And, you know, now tonight with Samhain, I thought it'd be nice to have a special event tonight and have a little seance. Does that sound good? Yay. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Well, listen, pull up your chairs. Let's form a little circle here. And let's see what the spirit world has for us, okay? Welcome. I'm going to put my staff back here, and I think I'll take off my hat for now. How you like my hat? Isn't that fun? I love it. I have it in different colors. I got a red one and a blue one, and I've got a white one. My white one's still coming. It'll be here soon, and I'll be showing those to all of you. Anyways, love my witch hats. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Also, I was going to show you, for those of you who saw Kelly show, you saw me wearing this pendant today. Let me show you this to you. You know, it's Samhain, and I'm wearing this. This is our Sabbat pendant. It's the Wheel of the Year. Let's see, we got some glare here. Let me get it at an angle you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. There it is. And what this is it's like a sun, because this is a solar holiday. So you got the 8 spikes, which are the 8 Sabbath. Excuse me, I can't talk today. And we're right up here at this spike, which is Samhain. And at Samhain, the Lord passes into the spirit world. We honor all the dead. And so this is why we like to have seances at Halloween, because the veil between the worlds is thin and the spirits come through. So this is our Wheel of the Year. And then our next Sabbath will be up here at the top, which will be Yule. And that's when the Lord is reborn. The cycle starts again. So anyways, I was wearing this today, and I was talking about it on the show. And so I'm wearing this as my amulet of protection and blessing tonight. Anyways, I'm so glad you guys are here. And, oh, some people were asking earlier on the show about my robe, too. This is actually a Japanese kimono. It's a men's kimono. And it's from the 1930s. It's all pure solid silk. It's got the big long sleeves on it, as you can see. And I think it's very perfect for a witchy sort of evening. It's black and pure silk. It's really fun to wear it. Well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to settle down and go into trance. So we're going to bring the lights down, and we'll see what the spirit has for you. Okay, so pull up your chairs here in a circle, And for those of you who are new here, what we're going to do is called trance channeling. And trance channeling basically is where I set aside my consciousness. I go into a trance state. That allows spirits that are present to take temporary control. It's not possession, it's called overshadowing. And they use temporarily my nervous system to communicate their messages through. So if you've never seen channeling, don't worry, I'm not in any pain, I'm not possessed, I'm not in any danger. You know, when I channel, it's like I'm asleep, I'm just zoned out, I don't really know what's coming through me. I might hear a snippet now and then, but it's kind of like I'm disconnected. So anyway, so pull up your chairs here, and we'll see what the spirit world has for us. By the way, I just want to remind you here also before we go under, if you get a chance, you want to do some spiritual exploration, if you pop over to my website, I have some wonderful books there. It's hard to see these. This one is called Messages from Rose, and it's about my work as a psychic medium. That's my spirit guide, Rose, and if we're lucky, she'll come through tonight. She usually does, so hopefully she'll be here. But that's Rose. And so, if, check that out. It's over my website at robert-hickman.com. I'll put the link to the website in the info box below. And then also over there, I have another book called Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. So if you're curious about witchcraft and magic and want my take on it, this book tells about, some of my insights along the way and journey. Oh, isn't that fun? I just literally opened that. And this is my Halloween drawing. Isn't that coincidental? Well, there are no coincidences. That's kind of neat. So, it's got different articles and thoughts and my experiences with magic and Wiccan practice. And you got wonderful pictures. There's a witch flying at the moon. I did all the artwork in this book. So, I think you'll enjoy it. So definitely pop over to my website and check those out. You guys are the best. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. I've been talking an awful lot today. But you know what? It's Samhain, it's Halloween. I wouldn't miss being here with you guys. So I'm so glad you're here. So pull up your chairs. Let's have a little circle. And I'm going to go into trance. I'm going to put the lights down here. And we'll see what the spirit people have. So make yourselves comfortable. And I'll see you when I get back. Oh, it's a fine night it is. It's Halloween. And I tell you, all the ghosties are coming out tonight. Well, here I am, I'm Fletcher here. It's so good to be with all of you tonight. And might I say, speaking of ghosties, somebody said the other day, they said, Fletcher, are you a ghostie? And I said, no, I'm not a ghostie, I'm just a dead person. I don't know what the difference is, but anyways, I don't like being called a ghostie. I'm a Fletcher, and I'm a spirit person. I'm a spirit guide. And so, you can call me Fletcher. Anyways, it's so good to be here with all of you tonight, and we've got a lot of people just itching to come through tonight. Oh, that veil is truly thin between the worlds. So I'll be stepping out of the way here and let those who want to speak to come through tonight. This is Fletcher, over and out. When I was a young boy, I used to be told tales of the dead. My grandfather used to say, Alfred, come over here, I'll tell you a story tonight. And he would sit in front of the little fireplace in his home. He used to tell me about the stories of spirits and spectres. And I suppose from a young age I came to appreciate the realm of mystery around the people that are the so-called dead. As I got older, I joined the spiritualist movement, and they taught me the important thing that there is no death, that there is only life. And I did come, fortunately, as a young man to appreciate the reality that there is life eternal. In the spiritualist church, they used to say there is no death,
and there are no dying, that all live eternally. It brought me a lot of comfort in my life to know that the spirit world was about me. And here today I find myself as a member of the spirit world. It amazes me that on the earth there are many people walking about these days who say there is no life after death. Now, I should not be surprised at this, for as a young man, many of my teachers were atheists. I went to Cambridge University, as you know, in the early 1900s, and during that time there was very much in fashion, the vogue, I should say, to say that there is no God. Many of my professors were very interested in Charles Darwin's concept of evolution. And, I've always said that if there is a God who created the universe, which I know that there is now, whether he evolved it or whether he created it, does it really matter, as to say. So the theory of evolution did in no way hamper my belief in a higher power. It's very interesting to me that scientists like to say, well, we have it all figured out and there is no God. All that science knows is that there is a mechanical reality, a material body that they can understand and observe. Yet they have not yet understood the depths of the mind. Psychiatry was very much in the early stages of my youth, and many people said, what is the science of the mind? And I was very intrigued myself. Sigmund Freud was very big in my younger year, and we used to always debate his theories of the subconscious. And I said, to many of my classmates, I used to say, is it possible that there is more than a mind, that the mind is an interface for the soul? And this often perplexed many of my friends at university. But it was later on that when I joined a magical group and I studied ceremonial magic, that I came to understand the true reality, and the answer is that the mind is a gateway between both worlds. When one probes into the mind, one can open the door to the spirit world, and these worlds are in harmony if you choose them to be. Many people choose to keep the door closed and only dwell in the material world. You do come to the earth to be in the material realm, this is true. But beyond even that, there is a higher realm, which is the spirit realm. The realm that is closest to the earth is the etheric realm. This is where we come when we wish to visit. We drift over from our realm into the lower sphere of the etheric realm, which touches upon the earth. In this realm, many souls, for lack of a better word, they hang out, as the earthlings say. They are dwelling on the threshold, the edge of the etheric, if we might. And it is in this realm that many souls stay for a long time. For people who died a tragic death, who are not quite ready to let go fully of the earth, they many times dwell in the etheric realm, right on the edge of earth, observing life and trying to make contact with those here. But the realms are divided by a thin veil, and that veil cannot be crossed except by the spirit. All of your material probing will not break through the veil. It is not possible. But when you leave the body, your true substance is a spiritual substance. It is the soul, and it is that soul that will cross through that veil. It's true that those of us from the other world can cross over into your realm. There's a spiritual principle that souls may always go to lower vibrations, but souls of a lower vibration may not transcend or ascend to the higher vibration until they're prepared. This is why you material people, those of you who are scientists and materialists, cannot prove the existence of the spirit world, for you do not have the authority to cross the veil. We can come to you, and this accounts for why many people claim to see ghosts, and why many people say that they've had encounters with other worldly beings. Yet when they seek to replicate it, they cannot do this because they do not have the authority to transcend the veil. Understand that in the spirit world there are many, many levels of reality, and you will be assigned to that level to which you're most accustomed. Understand that, as I said, there are many levels here. And when one dies, one goes to the level to which one is, well, I should say prepared, most definitely prepared. You see, many people spend their lives chasing after the material things, but when you bring up the matter of spirit, they do not want to know. They do not have interest, and they say, what does it matter to me? I know nothing of it. But this is a mistaken view, for in your life, certainly you will die. All flesh decays. The material world is not permanent, it is impermanent. But if you prepare yourself and you cross over into the veil unprepared, if you've not spent any time in your earthly life, then you will not be able to ascend to a high level in the spirit world. And it's so important that you prepare now. If you do your work now, it's like a student in school. If you do your homework, then you will cross up to the higher grade. And so it is with the spirit world. If you do your earthly preparation, you do your meditation, if you do your inquiry, if you do your soul work, practicing compassion, practicing virtues of goodness and kindness, then when you die, your soul is much more fit to ascend to the higher levels. Love is the guiding principle in the spirit world. And at this time on earth, as our medium has said, the veil is thin between the world, and it is easier for us to come over. Know that our world is governed by love. As you love, you ascend the ladder of light. The divine being here, that you term God, is a being of love. The spiritualists have it the most correct, and I remember in the younger days the spiritualists said that God is infinite intelligence, and this is the true matter, for God truly is beyond all definitions. But I suppose if I were to approximate it the best that I can, I would have to say that infinite intelligence is the closest that we can come to defining the all that is all. Know that it is a force of love, and it is loving you every moment of your life. There perhaps are some of you here tonight who are saying, I feel unloved, I feel empty in the world. But if you knew infinite intelligence, you would know that you are surrounded by love. There will be those who object and say, if there is a God, why do we not see him? You have seen God, and each of you on your heart know that there is a God, for you have lived infinitely as souls. Please understand that within your body exists a spark of divinity that has existed since the beginning of time. Your consciousness far exceeds that of your current body, for you have lived many lifetimes. The truth is that all of you do come from the spirit world, and ultimately you will return to the spirit world. And when you have your return to the spirit world, your senses will be cleared, and then you shall say, oh, I do remember being here, I do remember seeing God. So if you have doubts about God and fears about life after death, is it real? Please let me assure you that each of you have already died several times. At night time, when you go to sleep, it is in a sense a mini-death. You temporarily lose consciousness, but many of you will find yourself awakening in the dream world. The dream world is an extension of consciousness, and going into the spirit world is an even higher extension of consciousness. For those who are most prepared, they can take the dream state and then transcend that and arrive in the spirit world. This is the truth of astral projection. There is a soul and a mind, and they interface. Occasionally a human will have a dream. They say, what a uncanny dream that I had, a strange experience. But with enough time and attention, that dream can evolve, and eventually they will find themselves in a place of mental clarity in the dream state. It is called lucid dreaming, and it is from there that you transcend the body and you fully cross into the spirit world. So if you question what death is, think of your dreams. Perhaps some of you have had dreams where you remember leaving the body or having a sense of being in another dimension. There are dimensions upon dimensions, and they are unlimited. But you must understand that each of your journeys in the soul realm, the astral realms, are somewhat limited because of your physical condition. But at death, the cord is severed, and you cross over into this world, to our world, which is the spirit world. Just a moment, there's somebody else who wishes to speak. I shall step from the medium's body. My name is Alfred.
Fletcher. Am I in the body? Well, hello out there. Can you hear me? Thank you, Fletcher. I think I've made the contact. Well, this is Edgar Casey, and I'm coming here tonight to wish all of y'all a happy Halloween. You know, when I was living on the earth, I used to love Halloween. Now, I belonged to a church that wasn't too keen on it. My pastor used to say he didn't think it was very Christian, but myself, I never saw much harm in people having a little candy and bobbing for apples and, running up and down the road, having a little merry mischief. Didn't seem that all that much to me. So I'm over here in the spirit world celebrating Halloween. Oh yes, over here in the spirit world, they live life to the fullest. Over here, you're not hindered by prejudices and hostilities. Here you can enjoy and explore the things that bring you joy. I often said when I was on the earth, I said, I wish I'd spent a little more time enjoying the earthly realm. It's true I had my work and I loved it very much, but I did spend a lot of time doing readings, and a lot of that time I was in a trance state similar to this medium, and spirits would come through me. It's funny to me to see that these days that I'm a spirit and I'm coming through mediums, but I suppose that's the cycle of life, isn't it? Some of you out there yourselves understand this, for spirits have communicated through you. When I was alive, I was a little scared of the spiritualist movement. I used to say, well, I don't know about them spiritualists now, I was a devout Christian, and, I said to myself, I think I'll keep it close to the Lord. Well, since coming over here to the spirit world, I've learned that God is much bigger than I had defined him, that all people really have God. As Mr. Alfred was saying earlier, he said that God, the spark of the Godhead, dwells in each person. I have found this to be true. We are all literally children of the Most High, children of the divine. Now, when I say the word God, I speak to it in an earthly term that you can understand. But really, as that dear Mr. Alfred said, God is much larger than that term. And he used the term, which I had heard during my lifetime, of infinite intelligence. I think this is definitely a word that is most appropriate when discussing this matter. Infinite intelligence is really the all and all. The most interesting thing is that there are people over here in the spirit world. Yes, people here who blend their own mind with the mind of God, and they have a momentary glimpse of the all of infinite intelligence. They call it transcendental consciousness over here. And everybody, no matter who you are, when you feel called and ready to do that, you're given an opportunity to experience the universe, the cosmos, and all life as God experiences it. For some people, they merge into the light and we don't see them again. But I'm told that they are experiencing a bliss that is beyond anything we can imagine. I have myself yet to make a full transition into that light, but I dwell in the edge of the light of, as Mr. Alfred was saying, on the edge of the etheric. There are many people on the earth who I oversee and guide, and I still watch. And there is my foundation, in Virginia Beach that I oversee. But you see, eventually, someday, I'll give even all of that up, and I myself will merge into that infinite intelligence. I invite all of you today to really take heed here and think about your own journey. I wish I had been a little more reflective in my own life in some ways. It's true I did work for the spirit world a lot, but I didn't often spend a lot of time thinking about my own development. I suppose you could say it just come naturally to me. I'd sit down and it would happen and then it'd be over. I don't rightly remember much about it, but I can tell you that I do feel that I did some good on the earth, and I've been told over here that they're very pleased with the work that I did, and I met many of the spirits who came through me. There were so many spirits, such a high intelligence. There are beings over here you cannot imagine. Some of them have never been incarnate. They are what we call the ascended ones, and the ascended ones over here bring a lot of wisdom to the earth. Well, I suppose I'm going to have to step from the body. Fletcher's back here. He's this medium's gatekeeper. And he said there are others who wish to speak, so I don't wish to take up all the energy from this medium's body tonight. But I'm so pleased to have had the chance to visit with you, and I invite all of you to visit my center at Virginia Beach, and I look forward to coming and speaking with each of you. My name is Edgar Casey. Greetings, my dears. This is Rose. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Fletcher, I think we're in the party now. Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here tonight. You know, each of you are so fortunate that you get to be on Earth at this time. The Earth is at a tipping point, you know. You know, when I was a young lady, I used to hear people speak of the age of Aquarius. I used to say, oh, that's most interesting, the age of Aquarius. But then, you know, as I got older, I got a little jaded, and I thought, oh, I don't see an Aquarian energy. And somebody was saying, what are you talking about, Rose? What is the age of Aquarius? Well, this is the age that was prophesied long ago by astrologers. Oh, yes, my dears, there is truth in astrology. When I came over to the spirit world, one of the things that they showed me was the galaxies and how they were formed and all the alignment of the planets. And I said to the person teaching this, I said, is it true about the planets having influence? And the great master who taught me said, oh, Rose, do you not know that the divine has put in the planets his messages for all to see? He gives the codex of life and love and happiness and journeying of the souls all through the stars and the planets. Well, I tell you, getting that lesson sure beat reading my horoscope in the daily paper. But I can tell you that there is an order to the universe, there is an order to life, and when you come back to the spirit world, all of this will be more clear to you. But as you know, Mr. Casey said in Outward, so you do not have to wait until you die to have a spiritual experience, for each of you are very close to the spirit world. It is true that this night, as the others have said, the veil is very thin, and so it allows us to come through. And we invite each of you to take advantage of the veil being thin. Oh, no, it's not only tonight, but tonight is the night is generally recognized. Oh, but for the next month, the veil will be very thin, all through the month of November. And you will have a greater sense of ease of communication with our world. Some of you are saying, Rose, I would like to have a spirit guide, but I don't know how to start. Well, my dears, it's the perfect time to seek out your spirit guides. It's so important to let the spirit world help you. But I suppose the first thing is that you must give permission to the spirit world. You must say, I invite you to come work with me. Now you can call upon me, or Fletcher, or Alfred, or Mr. Casey, any of us, and we will help you to connect to your higher self and also to your guide. Know that within you, as the others have said, there is an eternal soul. This is the soul that connects to the Godhead and that connects to all life. And so if you have trouble connecting with the spirit guide, go into your place of meditation and say, higher self, give me wisdom, give me knowledge, and let me connect with those with whom I am in harmony. You see, your higher self carries the essence, the vibration of who you are, and it will easily draw to you the most helpful and kind of spirits. There are untold millions and millions of souls here just waiting for the opportunity to be of service to each of you. You know, as I've told you before, I had a wonderful neighbor, a lovely spiritualist lady named Madge, and she used to always tell me, she said, Rose, there are unseen hands always helping us. And at the time, you know, I was a little jaded, as I said. And I said, oh, really, you know, I don't let hands poking in my business, you know. And you see, my dears, I bypassed the very opportunity to receive help. You know, one day I came across my neighbor Madge, and she was jumping up and down with glee and joy. And I said, Madge, we're very, very happy. And she says, oh, Rose, you'll never believe what happened today. I said, oh, I don't know. I was prepared to hear something outlandish, you know. Her seance stories were always a bit, shall we say, interesting for me. And she said, Rose, you know, since my husband died, well, she had a husband who died, and she said, since my husband has died, she said, you know, it's been a little tight financially.
And I said, oh, yes, I know, my dear, and it's very expensive living in Mayfair. And she said, do you know I had a seance the other night? I said, yes. And she said, the medium at our seance brought my husband through. I said, oh, really? And she said that my husband told me that within 3 weeks I would receive a note from the bank and that there were accounts that had not yet been settled and that there would be extra money for me. And I said, really, my dear? And she said, but do you know what happened yesterday? I said, no. She said, a letter came from the bank and my husband had extra money stored away that I did not know about. And now my money problems are solved. I said, my dear, that is impressive and most amazing. And she said to me, Rose, the spirit world really does reach out and help us. Well, I tell you, I could not deny that miracle, and I spent a lot of time thinking about that and saying, well, it does seem that man's spiritualist tendencies have a ring of truth about them. And you'll see, my dears, Madge did not have to die to connect with the spirit world. But I didn't know that at the time. But I can tell you now, as one who is in the spirit world, a dweller also on that threshold, that we're all about you and ready to assist you. But you must give us permission, so we invite you to call upon us. We will connect you not only to your higher self, but to your guides and angels and even your loved ones. As many of you know that have met this medium here, you know many times I help him in his readings and I bring across people that you're waiting to hear from. And I do so enjoy having the opportunity to assist in this way, all of you and him as well. So please understand that those of us over here, we wait for the opportunity to serve you. Never fear, my dears, thinking that you're overtaxing us and expecting too much. You know, we do what we can, but we're always eager to be of assistance. In the spirit world, it's true, many people said, do you ever sleep, Rose? And I suppose, you know, when I first arrived here, I was under the earthly delusion that I had to have some rest. And it is true that when souls first arrive here, they have a tendency to replicate their earthly patterns, like needing to eat and sleep and all of these things, tending to the body. But we soon learn that our spiritual body, and by the way, let me say the spiritual body is an exact duplicate of the physical body, minus all the imperfections. You see, the spiritual body doesn't have scarring and injuries. No, when you come over here, everything is healed. And you do resemble your earthly self, but in a much finer form. Think of a time in your life when you were at your best, you were at your peak, and you felt wonderful, and you looked wonderful. Well, that is what you are here in the spirit world. And so when I came here, you know, I slowly started to realize that my spiritual body suddenly forgot to eat. I would go 2 days and realize I had not eaten a thing. And my guide, who brought me here and trained me and helped me to adjust to life here, said, oh, Rose, you're doing very well. And I said, what do you mean I'm doing very well? And he said to me, well, you've not eaten in 2 days. And I said, oh, my, I haven't, have I? And, you know, I would get in bed at night and try to go to sleep, only to wake a few moments later feeling refreshed. I said, well, I guess I don't need much sleep tonight. You see, over here, you're not limited in your ability to do feats, and you're never tired, you're never hungry, you're always at peace, and your mind is always fresh and invigorated. So this is what you have to look forward to when you come here. Now, don't think that you say, oh dear, I'm ready to leave the earth. Well, let me commit suicide and I'll go to the spirit world. No, 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 my dear. If you do that, you'll be recycled. You'll have to go right back to the earth and be reincarnated and go through all the struggles again. So there is no easy way out of the earthly realm. You must run your course, stay on your journeys, and know that even though it is challenging, you knew that it would be challenging when you came into the earth. So be of good cheer, know that we are guiding you, and you're never alone, my dears, never alone. Thank you, Fletcher. Yes. All right. Just been informed by Fletcher that our medium's power is growing a bit weak. But I do want to thank you for allowing me to come here. Thank you for receiving me tonight and receiving my message. As you go about your holiday, whether you're celebrating that Halloween or Samhain, as it's called, make sure to include us in it. Invite us to your gatherings. If you're having a party, say, Spirit people, we welcome you. There are many souls here who just look upon the earth and want to return for a little while. And tonight, while the veil is thin, you may be surprised because many of you will have us appear at your gatherings. Some of you may not be aware, but you may feel our presence or hear a whisper. Know that we're very close and that we would be very pleased to come and make our presence known to you. If you're waiting for help from the spirit world, call on us tonight and you will start the energy direction, moving in the direction, I should say, that will bring us to you, and we will help you and never abandon you. We love you all. The power is starting to fade, so I'll be stepping out of our medium's body. I do thank you for allowing me to be here tonight, and I look forward to helping each of you. Please call upon me. My name is Ray.
Well, Tubies, what a fun night. I tell you, I could feel the power coming through me. And you know, whenever I channel, it just uplifts me, it energizes me, makes me feel really good. I hope you've enjoyed being at our seance tonight. I'm sure glad that you were here. And, you know, as I said, if you really enjoyed this tonight, you want to learn more about my life as a medium and some channeling that I've done, you might want to pop over to my website and pick up this book, Messages from Rose. And I'll put my website link in the box below, so definitely check it out. Anyways, here it is, Samhain night. I think I'm going to put on my witch hat, and I'm going to get my pumpkin and my staff and go out and trick or treat. See if I can get me some candy, because you know I love my chocolate. You know, I hope I don't go to a house and they give me something like, you know, like, I went to one year this house and they gave me like a little thing of, you know, dental gum and floss and mints. It was a dentist's house, and I thought, that is not the way to celebrate Halloween. Then I went to another house and they gave me religious tracts about Jesus. Not that there's anything wrong with Jesus, but I mean, it's Halloween. Anyways, so I got my pumpkin, I got my witch staff. I'm going to get me some chocolate. Guys, I am so glad you're here. Listen, thanks for being part of my channel. You guys are the best. Keep it here. We'll be back here tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday, Wiccan Wednesday. So we'll have something mystical and fun. Make sure to be here. And hopefully later tonight, Kelly and the Raw will have my interview up posted. I'll let you guys know. If you don't see it tonight, hopefully it'll be there tomorrow. But I had such a great time on our show. And Kelly, if you're watching this, I want to send a big blessing to you. Say thank you so much. It was great to be on your show. Well, you guys are the best. Thanks for being here. And tell me in the box below, are you dressing up tonight? Do you have a costume? What are you, you know? Are you going to any parties? Maybe you already had a party earlier in the week. And what's your favorite candy? I bet you guys got some candy you like. Do you like chocolate? I like anything chocolate, so that's my favorite candy. Anything chocolate. But guys, thanks for being here. I hope wherever you are that you have a truly happy and blessed Halloween and a happy Samhain. I love you guys. Sending my blessings. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Wiccan Wednesday. Until then, may you always blessed be.